Hey guys, Montreal Canadiens 24/7 here, and I'm just going to bring you guys some regular season predictions and some playoff predictions today. If you guys do enjoy the video, make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. I got my Twitter link in the description if you do want to follow me on Twitter. But yeah, so I made all these different slides myself. Yeah, so let's get into it. This is the positions I think everybody's going to finish in the league. And I'll just give a brief description on why I think they're going to finish there. So let's start off with the West. I got Minnesota in first, but I don't know. That's an iffy one for me. I think Minnesota's going to have a good year with the help of Ryan Suter and Zach Parise. They already, and they're playing Granlund this year too. But they already had a really good offensive team. They had Miku Koivu and Danny Heatley, and I want to say another person, but I think the person I'm thinking of is Parise. But yeah, I think they're going to do really good this year. Maybe not first in the West, but I think they're going to do really good, at least make playoffs. I got Chicago in second, and just because Kane, I think, is going to have a really good year. He's played great so far in the first 2 games or whatever he's played. He has a lot of points. And Nashville, even without Suter, I think they're going to have a really good year. I know they lost Radulov and Kostitsyn, but it's not really a big loss. I think Rene is going to have a good year. Detroit, I don't know if Detroit is going to make it this to 4th place in the East, but that's my prediction, just because they do have a decent backup in Jonas Gustafsson now, and Jimmy Howard's a pretty good goalie. They have Datsuk, Zetterberg, and Nicholas Kronwall, too. Vancouver, they finished first in the league 2 years in a row, and I think it's going to really hurt them, this goalie controversy. I think it's going to be a lot of drama, and it's going to take from their game. St. Louis, they had a pretty good season last year, pretty good run in the playoffs, and just getting better with experience, especially Pietrangelo and TJ Oshie. Yeah, the Kings. I was surprised they're this high up. I don't think the Kings are going to do very good this year. Just because usually after you win the Stanley Cup, you have a slow start to the next season. You saw that with Boston, and you saw that with a lot of other teams that won the Cup, and you can't really afford to have a slow start. I don't know. They might pull it out of their ass. You never know. And then I got the Oilers, the young Oilers. TSN ranked them 3rd in the league, 1st in the West, but I don't think they're going to make it that far. I think they're going to make playoffs this year, especially with the help of Yakupov, if he does good this year. Dallas, they're going to be close. It's going to be like a 2-point difference between Dallas and Oilers. And then the other teams, I'm just going to quickly go over them. The Avalanche, they have a young team, but I don't think they're quite ready yet. Another year or two. And just skip down all the way to the bottom. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they don't have that superstar forward in Rick Nash anymore. They just got depth. The depth might help them, but I don't think so. I think they're still going to have a rough year. Maybe pick up Nathan McKinnon to get that superstar forward back. And then let's go to the East. The Rangers picked up another big forward asset in Rick Nash. So they have a really good first line. Nash, Gaborik, and Richards. It's an excellent first line. And then in second, I got Pittsburgh. If Crosby stays healthy, I think they'll do good this year. Because Crosby and Malkin. And they got Vokoun and Fleury in net. So I think they'll do really good this year. Philly, if Claude Giroux can play as well as he did last year, they should have a good season. Boston in 4th. I think Rask will be able to pull it out, but they aren't higher because they don't have Tim Thomas. I think Rask will do alright, though. A couple years ago, he had #1 save percentage in the league. I got Montreal Canadiens, Les Canadiens. I got them in 5th. I think they're going to have a pretty good season. I think Price will be able to help them out quite a bit. And if Markov stays healthy and Galchenyuk plays good, I think they'll have a really good season. The Capitals. Ovi, if he can score some goals and not be sucked into drama like he was last year, I think they'll do fairly decent. And then the Toronto Maple Leafs. I predicted this will be their first year in playoffs since, I couldn't even tell you, it's like 7 years or 8 years or something like that. It's pretty embarrassing. Then they got the Ottawa Senators, and the list just keeps going down. The Stanley Cup finalists are in 14th in the East for me. I think with Brodeur getting older, I just think they're going to have a really tough season. They lost Parise as well. That was a good forward that they had. So pretty much they just have Kovalchuk, and they got Larson on D. I don't know. I think they're going to have a rough season. I got Florida in 15th. I don't see Florida doing very good. Let's move on to the playoff predictions. We'll start out with the West. I got Minnesota and the Oilers, obviously. Chicago and LA. The Predators and the Blues, the Red Wings and the Canucks. And then the winner of the first one is going to be Minnesota and Chicago. And then the Predators and the Blues. Blues are going to win that one. And then Detroit's going to move on. And then Detroit's going to beat the Blues. And Chicago's going to beat Minnesota. I think that's going to go to Game 7 if it does happen. And then Chicago's going to go and beat Detroit. And now on the eastern side, we got the Rangers and the Senators, the Penguins and the Leafs, the Flyers and the Capitals and the Bruins and the Habs. The Rangers are definitely going to beat Ottawa. Penguins going to destroy Toronto. I think the Toronto fans will just be happy to see their team make the playoffs. It's been a while. Philly and the Capitals. Philly will win that. And I have Montreal beating the Bruins just because they don't have Tim Thomas anymore. And the last 2 times that they met in playoffs, it went to Game 7 even with Tim Thomas. So if Montreal has a good season this year, I think they'll be able to prevail in that series. Then I got Montreal and Philly. Philly is going to win that one. The Rangers and the Penguins. The Rangers got that. And the Rangers and Philly. The Rangers have that one too. And I got the Rangers beating Chicago in the finals for the Stanley Cup. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Montreal 24/7. Stay tuned.